Well, hello everyone, and welcome. I'm so excited to see you this year. I'm so excited for our 2025 year. I hope you are too. And today I wanted to go over, basically a plan to make 100,000 a year as a life insurance agent. If you're a new life insurance agent, or if you're struggling to do this as a life insurance agent, I'm going to show you the plan that I have followed for years and years and years to make over 100,000 a year in the life insurance industry. And so this is a plan that if you follow it, I know that you can happen, or you can make it happen as far as making 100,000 a year. Now, let's just say for some reason that you don't. Well, I want you to track your progress so that way you can see what you've done and then go in and improve that. But I can tell you, year after year, I've followed this formula that I'm going to go over with you, and I've made over 100,000 a year in excess of that. And then my knowledge level is growing more to even take it to another level. And so that's the thing. If you're trying to make this a full-time business, and maybe there's a few things that you're just missing, well, I'm going to show you how to plan to actually make it. Isn't that exciting? So, all right. So the first thing that I'm going to go over, number one, okay, and there's 9 things I'm going to go over with you. Number one is you need to spend at least 15 minutes a day visualizing that you are a successful agent, and visualize that you're making over 100,000 a year. And when you visualize it, I want you to look at the end of the year. If you need to have think of a picture of someone diving in. If you had a hundred, well, I guess it would be, yeah, it's $1 bills, right? So if you had 100,000 in $1 bills laying in a room and diving through that, how would you feel? Kind of like Scrooge McDuck, if some of you've seen the old DuckTales shows. Think about that, how that would feel, diving through the money, that you've made it, that you're success. So start with visualize the end in mind, right? And then just visualize how you would feel. And I want you to try to hold on to that feeling. So as you're working your business, that is your goal. Okay. And sometimes, as you're working it, you don't know how you're going to get there, right? Great thing is you're going to have a plan. Okay. And I'm going to show you this plan. So the first thing is, number one, is spend 15 minutes a day visualizing. And if you're religious, I would say a little prayer, that basically that you can be put in front of the people that are interested in buying life insurance, that need life insurance, and they're looking for you as their person. Okay. So, it's super important. Number two, talk with everyone consistently, talking with people, everyone. Okay. If you go to the grocery store, Walmart, whatever, restaurant, drive through, have some business cards with you. Make sure that everyone knows that you're a life insurance agent. If they need help, they can contact you. You can hand them a card when they give you the ticket, or the receipt. You give them a business card. By the way, if I can ever help you, hey, I'm here locally. Let me help you. Blah blah blah. So just everyone, you need to constantly be talking with everyone that you know or don't know about what you do. Super important. Okay. Number three, um, and should probably be number two, but it's on my list as number three. Is basically uh, attend a attend a training every week. Okay, and if you don't have anybody that you can attend a training with, then there. I mean, shoot, read a book about selling life insurance. Read a book about improving your sales techniques. Read a book about becoming a better presenter. I mean, there's so many things out there. You can go to Amazon. You can look up so many different things about improving yourself. Work on personal development, making yourself better. Now, of course, if you have a source where you can get training, if you're contracted, there's videos that the insurance companies will have about their products. Attend to training every week, because you're wanting to increase your knowledge level. And as your knowledge level grows, so does your income level grow. So it's super important, because if you're just going, hey, I'm going to do this by myself, I'm not going to go to any trainings, I'm not going to improve myself, well, it's kind of not the best thing to do, right? So you need to improve it. You got to humble yourself, and get out there and learn. Learn new things, and it'll make you better. Um, Number four, get set up with a weekly lead order. Okay, it's kind of like it makes it a must. So it's kind of like, gosh, I'm trying to think. Oh my gosh, it was the quote. Have you heard about burning the ship? So I know there was uh, people that were going to war, and basically They went to the new land by ship, and when they got there, the person in charge says, "We're going to burn the ships." Well, why are we doing that? Because we're going to have to win, otherwise we're going to die. And I can't remember the exact quote, but we're going to die if we don't win. Well, guess what? They ended up winning, right? So the thing of it is that if you think about this, is you're going to get 10 leads a week no matter what. Well, what is it going to do? It's going to make you work those leads, because once you start purchasing those leads, you have money going out. So you want to get your money back, right? Otherwise, it's going to hurt. So this was something for me when I started. This is what I was told to do, and I was like, oh, can I do this? I was super nervous about it, but guess what? I did it. I made it happen. But I studied so much before I went on my first appointment, and because I was like, gosh, this is an investment for me. I need to make sure I know what the heck I'm doing, so when I go out there and present, that I'm not wasting my money. And guess what? I did. My trainer says, make it like, this is what was the word? Said, treat it like your life depends on it. And guess what? Your financial life may depend on it if you're trying to make this happen, right? So get a fresh weekly lead order. Now, I put in my notes here 10 a week. Now, depends on the type of leads that you're working. I'm a big fan of mortgage protection, direct mail leads. I think they're the best quality leads out there in the industry. Um, Other leads, I feel like you have to go through a lot more numbers in order to get the appointments and things. So, either you're going to be, if you're, maybe you can get internet leads for a lot less, cost. Typically, I don't think the quality is good. So you're going to have to go through a lot more mortgage protection. You typically don't have to go through as many. So I'm a huge fan of mortgage protection. But if you like final expense or internet life insurance leads, hey, you're just going to have to work more of those to make it happen. So get yourself set up on a weekly lead order, so it makes those leads coming in a must. Okay. Number 5, purchase aged leads. So what is an aged lead? So in the industry, there are leads that have been worked before, and there are companies that will offer those leads, and some of those leads weren't sold. So I put on here, purchase 200 a week. I put on there. This was a plan that was given to me. But not 200 a week, 200 a month. So what happens is you're working your age leads or your new leads, and in between your new leads, you throw in some age, and you will get some sales out of it. Remember, whenever you make a phone call to contact someone, just put this in your mind, visualize that they're waiting for your phone call, visualize that they're so excited to talk with you, and visualize you're the person that has a solution for them, and they've been waiting to hear from you, and they're ready for you. So when you do that, if you think that when you're calling, then all of a sudden what's going to happen is you're going to put yourself in the right mindset, and then when you call, you're going to have more energy. You're going to ask more questions, and all of a sudden you're going to create some sales out of nowhere. So that's the amazing opportunity that we have, but it all starts in the mind. If you're putting bad things in the mind, guess what? Bad things are going to come out. If you think it can't happen, guess what? You're right. It's not going to happen. If you think it can, it's going to happen. You make it happen, because you are the difference maker. You can do this. Let's see here. Number 6, put in 10 hours of calling your leads weekly. Now, if you are getting maybe a less expensive lead, maybe like internet lead, final expense, you're going to have to put in more than 10 hours. This is all based upon mortgage protection. That's my number 1 lead. So basically, you're going to put in more time if that's the case, but it depends on what type of lead you like to work. If you want to work annuity leads, that's a whole different story. The payout's a lot bigger, but there's going to a lot more skill involved when you get to those, and it's retirement. So that's a whole nother exciting thing. I usually don't recommend that for a brand new person. So if you've been in the industry for a while, maybe it's time you drift over to annuities. They're, a great vehicle. I'm a huge believer in them. That's a whole side note. Let's see here. Number 7, you want to make a goal of setting at least 15 new appointments a week. Now, what's going to happen on that process is you're going to set more than that, or if you set more than that, let's say you set 15. All right. You set 15 appointments, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have some people that cancel, no show, reschedule. That's going to happen. So the reason I say 15 is, if you're sitting down with at least 10 of those, then you're going to get some sales. Sometimes you have to, it's kind of interesting. Sometimes I can meet with 10 people and, believe it or not, and I can write up 10 applications. That didn't happen all the time. Then there's times where I've met with 10 people and I've written nothing. So, it's a numbers game. So I get it. I feel like I get on these rolls. I'm hitting everything or I'm missing. But the thing of it is, you meet with 10 people, you're typically going to write up some applications. So maybe you have a bad week, you write one. Maybe you have a good week, you write 5 or 6 or 7. And so as long as you're shooting for that, if you're going, okay, I'm going to set 15 appointments. I'm going to, the goal is to sit down with at least 10 of those. If you can sit down with more, great. What I'll do a lot of times is my goal is to hit those 15. I hit those 15. And then when I see stuff start falling out, well, hey, I still got some time in the week. Like Mondays, I always make calls on Monday afternoons. I'll fill up my schedule, or I'll fill in the schedule for any of those that fell out maybe over the weekend. So that's something else you can do too. So sometimes you might set a few more. Sometimes you have to work really hard to get those, and sometimes you don't have to work that hard. So, but if consistency is the key. Number 8, I just said number 8. Meet with 10 new, or have meet with 10 new potential clients a weekly. So you want to, like I said, have 10 people that you're meeting with. Number 9 is the X factor. If you're, I threw that up, the X, right? So as in football, I was just thinking of Des Bryant for the Cowboys. He used to throw up the X every time he would score a touchdown. So, but the X factor is going to be things like referrals, annuity sales, and those are things like, number one, like I said, you always have to work on constantly putting new things in, constantly learning. Okay. And as you're out there learning, you're going to learn some things about annuities. You're going to learn some things about maybe premium finance cases. You're going to learn some things about, how to get better at referrals. So as you're constantly learning, then what's going to happen is this stuff's going to start coming out of you. And then you're going to hear the situation. Somebody says something to you, you know what, I have the perfect solution for you. Or you're taking care of your clients so much, and they're like, you know what, we're going to give you some more business. We want to send you our friends, family, or, other, other family members as well, so that you can help them. If you, the key, and I probably should put number 10, is be consistent, right? So the key is going to be consistency. If you're consistently doing this over time and you're constantly working on it, now there's going to be ups or downs. Sometimes you're going to have bad weeks. Sometimes you're going to have good weeks. Okay. Sometimes, you're going to have those times you're going to have to fight through it. And if you tell yourself that it will be okay and that you can do this, remember, self-talk is super important. And just consistently getting up, consistently going and working at this. Set your own schedule, consistently have that schedule that you're working, treat it like a business. Guess what? The numbers are going to show in the end. And then you're going to get better and better. And then you're going to have years and years behind you. And then where you've mastered what you're doing. And then you're going to help other people do the same thing. So with that being said, I hope this helps you. I know it helped me tons and tons. If you apply it, anything is possible. With that being said, over and out. And I hope that I know that you will have a great 2025. Till next time.